Hey, what's up? We just shot a commercial for Blundstone boots. It was a spec commercial, so Blundstone did not hire me to do this project at all. I just made it as a spec work. And today's video, I want to take you behind the scenes of how we shot it, how we put it together. But also I want to talk about why I think spec work is important for creators like you and me if you're wanting to get into this industry at all. So let's just jump straight into it and start talking about the technicality of this commercial. I am so constantly inspired by the music that I listen to, and that's where a lot of my ideas come to fruition for videos and films and projects. And I was actually humming the song Oodalali by George Miller around my house, and then I thought to myself, man, that is a really clever song. I should probably make a video to that because that would be really fun. That is a song from the original Robin Hood cartoon, if you've ever seen that. And I started writing down the idea of two best friends traveling around, camping, adventuring, and exploring life together, and just enjoying every little moment of it. And so that's where naturally I think the best integration for that was Blundstone boots. Normally when it comes to projects, I would put a storyboard together in Milanote where I'd be able to have all these reference images and I'd be able to talk myself through what I need to shoot. But with this one, it was more of like a little bit of a free dance. I decided to just like not do the storyboard at all, just shoot it, what was all kind of captured in my head. But I still did write down a shot list on my phone. So what I did was I just put down in my notes app just all the different types of shots that I wanted, and I put them on a checklist. And then the day of the shoot, we actually just started going through that checklist and just made sure to get all of them. So I want to take you through some of my favorite shots with the film and explain how we shot it and all of those things. And hands down, one of my first favorite shots that we had in this whole entire commercial was the opening car scene. I just put my tripod in the back of the car, I locked it off, and yeah, I just started rolling. The one thing that I decided to do was frame out the actual window to give a sense of context of where the viewer is at. It's very obvious right away that you're in a car, and I think that's super important to give the viewer an idea of where they're at, what they're watching, and all of those things. I used Foley sound for the whole entire shoot. Where that's fine and dandy, that's great. I didn't shoot with a microphone, and I really regretted that because there were some scenes that I wish I could have just captured the ambient sound that was happening in the space that I was recording. So from here on out, what I'm going to be doing is I'm always going to have a microphone with me, even if that's not going to make the edit. It's so nice to have a mic on your camera. Silly little mistake that I made, just shooting, thinking that I could fill it in with all Foley sound. Funny enough, one of my other favorite shots is the running shots. I love chaotic handheld shots. I don't know why, there's just something about it. My two favorite styles of shooting is locked off on a tripod and handheld. If you actually watch the commercial back, you'll see that it goes back and forth between locked off and handheld. The reason I did that was I wanted to show the composition of like the stillness of adventuring, how peaceful it can be, but then also how like chaotic and exciting it can be when you're running around. And so that was the choice that I made when I was shooting like locked off shots and handheld shots. Obviously, when you're working on spec commercials, you want to showcase the product. So I tried to do that a few different times, but I didn't want to do it in a way that feels very like salesy. Just felt really authentic to where almost you look at it and you don't even think that it's a commercial. That was my goal behind the whole entire shoot. And my second to last shot of the whole entire commercial is probably one of my favorites. I know I keep saying one of my favorites, but this one was really good. It was a way for us to show the product one last time, but then also pan up to these two best friends just adventuring and exploring life. That was all shot handheld. I just, held the camera and I just like slowly panned it up. And I think it turned out really well. And then we cut to the blue hour shot with them walking in the field, kind of silhouetted. A little pro tip that I learned is to always leave room for the logo. You never want to throw a logo up in like a really chaotic scene where there's a lot of textures going on because it can often be hard to read if you're working on a spec project or if you're working on a commercial. If you're working on a commercial, why are you watching this video? Because you're already doing way better work than me. But yeah, that's just something I learned is to like have at least one or two shots that you can utilize to be able to showcase the logo of the brand that you're making a commercial for. So that's it. Now, I'm no colorist at all, but like all of my other projects, I graded this in Film Convert. Nothing fancy, just I love Film Convert. It just makes color editing really simple and great for me to use, and I love the image that comes out of it. You may hate the image, I don't know, but I really like the look that comes out of it, and Film Convert, again, just makes it super easy for me. I've used it for years, and I've tried a bunch of different LUTs and everything else, but I don't know why I just keep coming back to Film Convert. It just works really well for me. Now, I totally understand that this is a super simple shoot. There was actually like no artificial lighting. I don't even have any lighting techniques or anything. It was just my tripod, my camera, some talent, and we just used the sun. The problem that I ran into when you're using just the sun or just daylight is we scouted out the location a few days before. It was going to be perfect. I was really hoping for this like nice golden hour sunset, and then an hour before we got to the spot, it started getting really cloudy, and I was checking the weather and the clouds were rolling in, and it was supposed to be a really cloudy sunset. While I was shooting, I was like pretty disappointed with what was going on. And maybe you've been on a shoot where things just aren't going well and you can feel really discouraged. I just tried to keep a positive attitude, and I was able to make something cool about it. But when I showed up and the clouds started rolling in, you could imagine my feeling of having this vision of something being really warm and golden, and it wasn't that at all. We had some shots with it. We could make it work, but you'll see that some of these shots, like right here, these didn't make the cut, but they are like extremely blue. Even when I had like the white balance like adjusted properly, it just didn't work out, and that's okay. I just want you to know that not everything is all glitz and glam, and that not every project comes together perfectly, that I was actually pretty bummed out, and maybe you've been on a project that you've been bummed out on. The reason that I think spec work is so important for editors, filmmakers, directors, creators like you and me is it not only gives us a portfolio to have to showcase future clients to be able to get paid work, but I think more importantly, spec work is also giving us the ability to flex our creative muscles. It's a situation where we're able to see what we're capable of doing, but it's also a way of seeing what we need to work on as a creator. And so I think that's really huge. And so writing down brands that you want to work with, writing down brands that you'd like to shoot for, write those brands down, start making spec work for them, and you'll start to figure out like what you need to grow in, but also what you're really capable of doing. I was still able to make something and put it together. Was it my favorite project that I've ever done? No. Do I think it's the most beautiful project I've ever done? Absolutely not. But it is just trying to flex those creative muscles. And I think that's why spec work is so important, not only on the client side of it, but really just for us to be able to become better creators. The biggest takeaway that I learned on this whole entire shoot is to stay positive. I think positivity is what will be the trait that will get you future jobs. It will get you the opportunity to work with people because they enjoy working with you. And at the end of the day, I think positivity is the best trait because it helps you build relationships with the people around you. And at the end of the day, that's what this whole entire life is about, is our relationships with the people that we love and we get to hang around with. And so why would you ruin that while you're on a shoot and be all pissed about something when you can just understand to be positive and enjoy time with the people that you're shooting with. I hope you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form. And if you have any questions regarding this shoot, please feel free to leave a comment down below, or you can message me on Instagram. If you're waiting for something to be perfect, stop doing that. Just start shooting the commercial or project or short film that you're wanting to do. Because if you wait for it to be perfect, you're never gonna start it or never gonna complete it. And I think the biggest thing that we can do as creators is actually put our work out into the world. So hopefully you found this video helpful at all. If you liked it, please make sure to like and subscribe. I would love to be able to hang out with you guys more. Yeah, go make the project that you're wanting to make. Stop waiting for it to be perfect. Just put it out into the world, because that is the biggest step that you can do. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. Yeah.